Hey guys, what's up and welcome to a new League of Legends video. So today we're going to be going over massive changes, of course, coming to League of Legends. We have the Ydvia rework. I know this video is a couple of days late. I was extremely busy with some IRL stuff, so I couldn't get to it. I apologize for that, but better late than never, I guess. But nonetheless, I still want to go over it, right? We have the Ydvia. I haven't looked at his abilities exactly yet. I'll wait it for this video. Again, Ydvia rework. We have Fizz. We have new skins coming out. We have a bunch of balance changes and all that good stuff. So let's just get into it, guys. If you enjoy, as usual, please don't forget to hit that like button. It helps quite a bit. But yeah, let's just get this party started. This video is going to be sponsored by Infinity Kingdom. Infinity Kingdom is a great looking cartoonish MMO strategy game. It features elements of immortals, dragons, and you can summon famous figures from the past to battle on the field. As you can see on your screen, this is just a taste of all the famous figures you can summon for your team. Not only that, there's dragons of 7 magical elements, skills, and 5 growth stages. And there's a bunch of different troop formations and variations as well, so the combinations are endless. And as if it couldn't get better, there's also something called City Siege. There's over 100 different cities that players can conquer and take for themselves. The main goal of the game is to occupy as many cities as you can, and you can do this either by yourself or with friends and allies. You can get many items for free. You can get water immortals for free by just joining active events. You can get dragon crystals for free by killing 4 known bosses. And there's even a website that you can use to redeem a bunch of codes for even more free material and in-game rewards. And there's a really cool feature called Mysterium, where it's a PvE type system where it actually tests the player's ability to form the troops in a proper formation to beat challenging obstacles, which is really cool. And the best part of all this, guys, is the game is completely free, so make sure you check it out. The link is down below, and make sure you join me in Infinity. So first and foremost, we have, of course, the Ydvia rework finally on its way, right? This is going to be the base splash art, and then, of course, we have all of the skins or the splash arts, I guess, for the skins over here, which look pretty cool. Is this new? I swear that looks new. That looks actually different. I think they changed that, didn't they? I don't remember it looking like that, right? But nonetheless, I mean, the actual splash arts for the skins and everything, and even the base one, actually look quite fantastic. I really like it. It looks really good. I actually really like it. I think it fits this kind of theme. He looks a little fat. I'm not gonna lie. He looks a little, a little chubby, but it is what it is. But let's just get into it. This is the abilities. I've seen the abilities, but I haven't read exactly what they do. So let's go over it together. Passive. Let's see it first. Skin spotlights, of course. Shoutouts. Oh. Holy moly. Oh, okay, so I'm assuming it's something similar. For basic abilities, he can swap between stances. He can periodically recast his active stance to awaken it for a bonus effect with a shared cooldown between stances. Okay, so that's pretty normal. Monk training. Each time Ydvia enters or awakens a stance, his next 2 attacks gain attack speed and refund some of Awaken's cooldowns. Okay, so the passive seems to be still relatively similar. He doesn't seem to get, I think he got move speed buff before, if I'm not mistaken, maybe not. But it seems like the passive is relatively similar. Though I think the refund some of the Awaken's cooldown is actually new. I don't think he used to do that. But nonetheless, it is still, of course, focused around the swapping of his stances, which is really cool. This is a cool, Ice Phoenix stance. That's actually really sick. So this is cute. Ydvia gains Wild and Claw, gains a burst of attack speed, and his next 2 attacks deal bonus physical damage. This is kind of like Tiger, I guess. Awaken. Ydvia gains even more attack speed, and his next 2 attacks chain lightning off the target, bouncing up to 6 times. Lightning can strike the same target multiple times, dealing... Oh, that's actually pretty cool. The fact that it can hit the same target is actually really good. Wow, that's actually pretty cool. So it's kind of like an electric tiger stance. Pretty cool, actually. I wonder how good the wave clear on this is. Actually looks really good. I actually like that a lot. I think that's cooler than the regular one. Then we have his W, Iron Mantle. This is essentially the new turtle stance. Gains a shield, and his next 2 attacks restore health. And if you awaken, or during the awaken, Ydvia gains a bigger shield, and his next 2 attacks heal even more. He also restores a percentage of his max health over the next few seconds. Yeah, so this is essentially like turtle stance just on steroids. It's like a better turtle stance. What animal is he exactly? Is he like a boar or something? What animal is that? Bear, maybe? Is he a bear? What is... I don't know what that is. Am I stupid? Don't answer that. Okay, pretty basic. It's essentially turtle stance, just better. Cool. Moving on. We have the E. I'm assuming this is the ram. Yep. Blazing Stampede. Ydvia gains a burst of movement speed. This is essentially bear stance. His first attack against each target while in the stance lunges a short distance and stuns him. Again, also bear stance. Bear stance is a stun on the auto, from what I remember at least. Was a per unit cooldown, so you can boom 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 boom, like stun several people in a row, and they each have their own specific cooldown to being stunned again. Similar to this, actually literally this. Awaken, Udyr gains even more movement speed and briefly becomes immune to crowd control. That's a pretty massive change, actually. This is essentially bear stance, but now he gets the immunity to crowd control, which is actually insanely good. And he gets a small lunge. I don't think bear stance really gave him that much of a lunge. It was like a very, very minimal lunge. This is actually quite important because now he can actually get on targets without just getting kited up, up the behind, let's just say, which is really good. The dash doesn't seem very long though. The lunge seems about similar to bear stance from what I remember. It's a pretty low lunge. Maybe it's, yeah, that's really good actually. The fact that he gets immunity is insane. That actually makes him like arguably like potentially an actual pick now, like a non-troll pick. Like that change alone, in my opinion. Wingborn Storm. So this is essentially Phoenix stance, but of course it's like an Ice Phoenix. Udyr temporarily summons a storm around him that slows and damages nearby units. That's actually, the fact that it slows is really good. His next two attacks cause the storm to pulse, dealing bonus magic damage, and on Awaken, Udyr unleashes the storm, causing it to deal additional damage and chase after nearby enemies. Wow. That's a pretty cool ability. I wonder if the slow stacks, or if it's just like a base slow the whole time. I want to see the Awaken. Oh, wow. Wow. Holy. Okay. Wow. How do you choose? Is it like a target? That's pretty sick. Bro, these are some good changes. This is essentially like 2022 Udyr. Still like pretty similar to what he is. Just a whole, kind of auto-attacking, stance switching, like monk-looking dude. Or whatever he is. But it's like, it gives him stuff based on, because every champion now has like these kind of crazy kits, like the immunity to a CC, I think was a massive change. That's a huge change. And the fact that Phoenix, like Ice Phoenix stance, if you will, now has a slow and also has a thing that chases the target, which I'm assuming slows him as well as it's sticking on them. Actually makes sticking on a target also easier. So some pretty nice changes, some good quality of life almost changes to his kit, where it makes it easier for him to actually play in the current meta without like every champion nowadays having 20 million dashes and game-breaking kits, just pretty much just completely out-kitting him, if you will, which is really, really good. Moving along, we have Steel Valkyries. Apparently people were, I don't give a fuck how somebody has a project and Mecha Kingdom robots are cool. Okay, let's see. Yeah, I heard people complaining that this is essentially Project, but just reskinned or like renamed. Let's see. So Camille. I mean, this is like, I don't really understand. This is like literally Project, is it not? Like, what's the difference? I mean, it looks pretty cool, I will say. It does look pretty sweet. But like... But why? Like... Is this not literally Project? Okay, Lucian. Lucian always has good skins, okay. Wait, I swear all these champions also have Project skins, did they not? So it's like Gundam skins. I mean, they look pretty cool, but... Yorick? Oh no, it's Nasus. Holy shit. Jeez, okay, that, I mean, Nasus looks, that's pretty cool. I do like that, actually. Bro, they're literally Gundams. Is that Janna? Dude, what the fuck? Okay, I mean, okay, let's see. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not really feeling this one. This one looks a little sussy. I mean, the shield is pretty cool. It's alright. I don't like the color. The color just looks very unappealing to me. Am I the only one that thinks that? Like, the color just looks extremely unappealing. It's not a very pretty color to look at. It's just a very... It just looks like sewer water. Or something. Or like swamp water. This is a much better looking color, though. I like this a lot more. This is much more appealing to look at. Yeah, the previous one just looked like a swampy water color. Just not very appealing to look at. Very, like a putrid green or something. It's weird. This is much more nice. I like this. This is much better. That's a cool looking skin color. Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of weird. Let's take a look at the splash arts very quickly. So we have Armored Titan Nasus. Of course, we have our girl, Strike Commander Camille. That's a nice splash art. I actually like this splash art. That's a cool splash art. Very nice splash art. That's a cool splash art. Dude, Lucian, I swear, Lucian, I don't know, man. They always put extra effort into Lucian's splash arts and his skins. I swear they do. He also has good splash arts and good skins. This one looks really cool too, though, of course. And then the final one, of course, is going to be the Janna. In the skin here, the color looks not too bad, but in game, like, it just doesn't look very nice. I don't know. I can't be the only one that thinks that. Like, it just doesn't look good. I'm sorry. Like, it is what it is, huh? I don't know. Just the color is very unappealing. Maybe it's just me though. I don't know. But those are the skins there. And the final changes, of course, guys, are going to be some changes coming over to League of Legends. A bunch of changes. I also saw that Zed got some pretty sexy changes over here. I want to focus on that one first because, you know, Shadow Mimic range from 2000 range to Infinity, and the E energy cost has been actually decreased. So this is actually not a game-breaking, like, broken change, but it is a good change. And essentially what this is a lot of the times when Zed would walk away from a target, like let's say you just had a fight, you know, you're really low on HP and you're like running to your turret, then you want to either finish him with a Q or you want to get that long range Q like just a second before the mark pops, you know, of course, add the damage to it. Sometimes when you walk away too far, of course, you try doing it and you're obviously too far. The Q doesn't throw from your shadow. That's like maybe under their tower or something like that. And it doesn't go off, of course, right? Which is bad and you miss a kill. Or the more common scenario is when you ult somebody. Let's say you ult like an Ezreal or someone that just has flash and they, you know, Ezreal E or flash away, you know, the opposite direction from where you're ulting and you're really far away from where you ulted initially, right? You can still R back at any distance, right? But the point is now, as a lot of the times, especially if they E or like flash into their team, what you want to do sometimes is just a very, especially late game, a quick auto E, right? Maybe proc the passive if they're like maybe half HP, and then you R back instantly before they can CC you, and then you throw the Q to add the damage to the mark. But if they do that really far and you R back, now you're extremely far from the shadow that you just, you know, R'd back from, right? Because it becomes a shadow now because that's where it used to be. And you can't Q anymore, right? You cannot Q anymore, which is bad because then, of course, you can't add that maybe extra damage that's needed to actually get the kill. But now you can. So it makes it a lot easier to go for those extremely long range assassinations and to make those like R plays that I just described, which I think is a really nice change. And it's a good change. It's actually quite a fantastic change. That situation happens more often than you would think. But yeah, I like that. That's a good change. I mean, again, I don't really play as much anymore. But, you know, that's if I were to be still playing quite a bit, I would be very happy with that. Let's just say that. Akali getting a buff as well. Her W energy refund has been increased. That's actually a pretty decent buff to Akali as well. And a bunch of other changes like Lee Sin, recast spell energy cost being decreased. Kiana actually getting a nerf. The passive damage AD ratio is being decreased by 15%. So that to me tells me that her W or her passive with her auto attack smacking W second is probably still too strong. So most likely you probably go QEW in terms of maxing order. And yeah, so that's going to be the changes there, guys. A bunch of them if you want to check them out yourself. Of course, they are here and ready to go. But that's it for this video. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for watching. And I'll see you guys for the next one. Peace.